Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity.
And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
And you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise. Would you rather get stuck in endless small talk or get grilled with deep questions at a barbecue? Today, we're talking about how to ask better questions, the kind that unlock connection without making things weird. Stick around because I've got stories, strategies, and even a side of potato salad. You don't want to miss it.
This is Kindness Rising.
Gen X, we grew up in a world where asking questions wasn't exactly encouraged. Remember, because I said so or don't talk back? We learned pretty early that curiosity could get us into trouble. Fast forward for today, and we're realizing the opposite is actually true. If you don't ask, you don't connect. Relationships, whether with your partner, your kids, your coworkers, or even your neighbors at the cookout, thrive on the questions we ask. They signal interest, they create space, and they open doors to trust. The trouble is, sometimes we either stay stuck in that shallow small talk, or we go way too deep, way too fast. Today, we're unpacking how to strike the balance. Curiosity with self-awareness, so your questions build bridges instead of awkward silences.
I wrote down 47 better questions for the neighborhood barbecue.
Stan, it's burgers and chips, not a Senate hearing.
Question 48. Do you speak fluent cat?
Curiosity is one of the 6 strings for a reason. It's the spark that turns a casual interaction into a real conversation. Without curiosity, we recycle the same tired scripts. How's it going? Busy? Yeah, me too. With curiosity, we dig deeper. A Harvard study found that people who ask more follow-up questions are rated as more likable, more competent, and more trustworthy. Why? Because curiosity shows humility. It says, I don't have all the answers, but I'd love to know more about you. Curiosity is also contagious. When you ask a thoughtful question, the other person often feels safe enough to ask one back. That's how conversations stop being interviews and start becoming connections. And here's the kicker. Curiosity keeps relationships fresh. Gen X, we know how easy it is to get stuck in the same loops, but curiosity, that turns ordinary moments into something alive again. Instead of, hey, how was work? What was the best part of your day? Instead, ask, how are the kids? Try what made them laugh this week. Curiosity adds oxygen to relationships that otherwise feel safe. Good morning. Welcome to Kindness Rising here on the Mornings in the Lab Network. We welcoming you in to the comments. Please get out there, get involved in our community. I see the comments are rolling in. I appreciate the people who come here every day. People like Bernard B. Driven. He's out there with his honeybees, making it happen. And Lady Drew, who always brings rays of sunshine and curiosity and interest and always a little twist on some things. I appreciate Lady Drew. Meow. Yep. Reggie is with us too. Those of you who haven't been with us before, we've got Cal and Stan and Reggie interweaving in our discussions of positivity, of raising above the noise, of getting up and getting after it every day. We lean into the 6 strings, as you know, and today we're leaning into curiosity. That's one of our 6 strings. If you're curious about the 6 strings, check out the Kindness Rising channel here on YouTube. We've got all kinds of information to help you with positivity. I see Mike Sullivan out there too, always with us every morning, coming from the West Coast. He's our Cali guy. 4:30 in the morning, getting up, getting after it with Kindness Rising, and then getting over to mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends at 8 o'clock to not hit your snooze button. I see someone else, Roseanne Rouff. Good morning, mother. I hope you had a great night. And I am so glad that you come here every day. You always have little insights and you help me remember where I come from. And sometimes your comments trigger stories and thoughts that really help me in the show. So I appreciate you. I love you. I love this community. I've enjoyed doing this. I'm going to keep doing it 7:30 a.m. every weekday. 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We are here with Kindness Rising. And Cal and Stan, they are out there too with us. And last we heard from Cal and Stan was working on his 47 questions to ask at the barbecue. I think he might be taking things a little too deep, too fast. That can happen when we're curious. Let's see what he's got to say now.
I wrote down 47. Hey guys, how's it going? If you could relive one childhood memory in 4K resolution, which would it be?
How about starting with good? How are you?
You never know where Reggie's going to pop out of next. He's just with Cal and Stan trying to help them find their way. Okay. And we always on Kindness Rising give you things to take away with you. We want you guys not just to get up, get after it, listen, and consume our content, which we love that you do. We want you to get out there and we want you to create content. We want you to create the life that you deserve, want, and want to live. And here are 5 better questions to deepen your connections that will help you to remain curious while remaining appropriate. Here we go. The 5 better questions to deepen connection. What's something you're excited about right now? Excitement is contagious. When someone shares what lights them up, you get a glimpse into their passion and their energy. Our second one is what's been challenging today? Asking this shows care beyond the surface level. It creates space for honesty and often leads to meaningful support. Your next one is what's a memory that still makes you laugh? Humor bonds us faster than almost anything. Laughter shared is a connection doubled. I lean into laughter. Love the happy memories that we share. Share yours here at Kindness Rising. Absolutely. All right. How about what's a dream you haven't shared yet? Everybody's got things that they think about, that they dream about. This question opens up a little bit of vulnerability. It says, I see potential. I see potential in you, and I want to hear your vision. That's a positive question to start your day with. What's a dream you haven't shared yet? And our last of our 5 better questions to improve your curiosity is, how can I support you better? That's the ultimate kindness question. It takes curiosity and translates it into action, which is where relationships grow stronger. Those are your 5 better questions for curiosity. I hope they're helpful for you. I know they help me on a daily basis. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I come here 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday, Monday through Friday, to help you get up and get after it. The questions we talked about, those aren't small talk, they're real talk. Each question opens a window into values, struggles, joy, and possibility. When you ask one of these, you're not just passing time, you're building trust, and you're weaving deeper connections. Thank you. Thank you for joining Kindness Rising this morning. Absolutely. Hi, Lady Drew, B Drive and all. Doesn't Matt look great? That's my mother making a comment. I do look great, Mom. Thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Thanks. I appreciate you. Yeah, doing a little different today. I took the headband off just to see how it would look and feel. How are guys liking it? It's part of who I am, the headband, the missing tooth, but I'm everything. I'm this, I'm that. And that's the way the world goes round. So thank you very much for joining me here today. We always talk about an organization of some kind, maybe a nonprofit or okay, here we go. Nice. A nonprofit or a charity or something that's doing some good work for good people here in our community or out there in the world, making things better. And today is the day that we spotlight Gottman Institute. If you've ever read about the 4 horsemen of relationships, that's criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. That's their research. For decades, John and Julie Gottman have been teaching couples, families, and even businesses how to communicate better. A big part of their work is showing people how to ask what they call open-ended questions. We know about open-ended questions here on Kindness Rising. Those are questions that go beyond yes and no and invite deeper answers. For example, instead of did you have a good day, maybe you want to try what was the most meaningful part of your day. That tiny shift changes the depth of the conversation. And the Gottman Institute, based in Seattle, their workshops, their books, and their online courses, they have reached millions of people worldwide. It's proof that better questions don't just create connections, they create lasting, resilient relationships. That's our Kindness Spotlight for today. Thank you for joining us here on Kindness Rising. All right. I know I'm going to take a sip. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Sometimes I do that because I get going and I've got to go. Yeah, you're good. The fox is out. Even though I'm not wearing the hat, Lady Drew, the fox is out. That's because this is the Fox's Den, and I welcome you all into it here at Kindness Rising. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you haven't checked out the channel too, I know I come here live and a lot of you guys come live. Go check out the actual channel. I've got a lot of my videos cut up out there. I've got positive messages, the 7 strings you can get involved. Cal and Stan are out there too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on demand, you're watching one of my videos on demand, just hit subscribe. It's as easy as that. I don't charge. I don't have a paywall. I am ready to share my message of positivity, of hope, of kindness, and getting up and getting after it every day to rise above the noise that's out there in the world, in the media, all the hate, all the rage bait, all the stuff that's out there. Instead of starting your day there, why don't you start it here, where we get up every day with positivity, kindness, and connection. Thank you so much for joining me here on Kindness Rising. And we talk about the 6 strings. When we talk about one of our strings, that's curiosity. We're going to talk about our 2nd string of the day. Yeah, I did it that way. 2nd string of the day is self-awareness. It all starts from within inside of ourselves. Curiosity without self-awareness can tip into interrogation. You've probably met someone who peppers you with question after question after question. And instead of feeling seen, you feel cornered. It's like, dude, can I get a word in here? You're just boom, 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 boom. Self-awareness is the safeguard. It's the pause that helps you check. Am I listening, or am I just firing questions? Am I giving them space to answer, or am I rushing on to the next? Think of self-awareness as conversational rhythm. It's like a good jam band. I'm not wearing the headband, but I'm still a jam band guy. I still love my improv and my music that flows and goes places. That's the beauty of the jam band. It's the space between the notes, the moments. Just take a second in between that you listen. It's not, that's where the stuff happens. It's not just noise. With it, there's flow. For example, in one study of emotional intelligence, researchers found that the most effective leaders weren't the ones who asked the most questions. They were the ones who noticed when to stop talking. They leaned into the silence long enough to let the other person go deeper. A lot of us are doers by nature. Those of us who are in Gen X, we want to fill the gaps, keep things moving. But in relationships, self-awareness often means letting the pause do the heavy lifting, and that's where the trust grows.
What's your greatest regret and how has it shaped your worldview?
See, even the cat thinks you're too intense.
Whoa, I think Reggie's not happy about getting hit with that cornhole beanbag. Silly. They're at the barbecue together. Reggie's popping up all over the place, and Cal and Stan are learning about the appropriate way to ask questions. Stan is a little too deep into his questions. Learning how to make a little small talk might help his personal brand. And that's one thing we talk about here on Kindness Rising. We talk about personal brands and how it connects to the 6 strings and how that can help your personal brand. Curiosity and self-awareness aren't just for personal relationships. They're also for branding. They're branding essentials. A strong personal brand isn't built by broadcasting the loudest message. It's built by showing you care enough to ask. Experience and expertise matter, but authenticity and trust only come when people feel understood. And entertainment, that's not just about being funny or flashy. It's about engagement. Asking better questions draws people in because it's a conversation, not a monologue. So when you think about EAT, that's our 5-ingredient recipe for personal branding: experience, expertise, authenticity, trust, and entertainment. Don't just ask, what do I want to say? Ask, what do they need to hear? What questions show I'm paying attention? That's where your audience becomes your community. And I'm not just building an audience here at Kindness Rising, and Keith's not just building an audience over at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends on the Mornings in the Lab network. We're building a community of people that bounce between the shows, that go get over there, watch these things, because we're all getting up with a little hope, humanity, and heart to not hit the snooze button. That's what we do in the morning at Mornings in the Lab. If you want to join Mornings in the Lab, you want to get more involved, don't forget to reach out to me, Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I'm here on the Kindness Rising channel on YouTube. You can also find me on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I am all in all of those places, and I hope you will come join me on a journey of kindness and positivity for your mornings to get your day started right. Okay, that's what we're doing here today, and we are still doing it. It is great to be here. I hope you are all well too. I have a curious question for the group. Cookouts. You all been to cookouts? You enjoy cookouts? Probably. I'd be willing to guess. Why don't you tell a funny story about something that happened at a cookout? You can maybe do that in the comments, some kind of silly thing. Or what's your favorite thing about cookouts? What do you like to do? Maybe what you like to eat, who you like to be with, whatever it might be. Let's just get a little conversation going and see if things can get moving along here. All right. Well, we are moving along as well. And so let's see what Cal and Stan have going on at their cookout today, and maybe what they're learning on our journey.
Heavy questions aren't better questions. Think simple, like, what's your favorite cookout side?
Easy. Potato salad. Boom. Nailed it.
Stan, buddy, you're answering your own survey now.
All right. I think Stan's not quite figured out if he's supposed to be asking or answering the questions, but maybe he's learned a thing or two about not getting so intense with his 48 questions of preparation and that kind of thing. Of course, you want to be engaging. You want to ask questions that keep conversations alive. You don't want to have conversation killers. And that's why I've come up with this list of 3 ways to avoid conversation killers. We've all done it. We've all been in the conversation and we know what we said screeched the entire conversation to a halt in some way. It happens. We've all had those awkward moments, of course, but these are 3 ways to avoid conversation killers. Number 1, don't go too deep too fast. Build trust first. I know I've been at parties or places where I've met people and all of a sudden they are the world's fastest friends and getting deep pretty fast. It's like, whoa, buddy. All right. Yeah, I am an open book. I have no problem sharing, but there's some delicacy that could be used in certain things. The second way to avoid a conversation killer is don't make it about you. Let the spotlight stay where it belongs, on somebody else. When you ask a question, you're not asking because you're looking to get your opinion or your feelings justified or and bolstered in some way. You ask and you take genuine interest in what somebody has to say, and that's how learning and trust grow. And then eventually you can get to your agendas too, but it'll happen in a natural and occurring way if you're able to just make those connections and connect about the other person, which then may light something up in you. That's a great way to get a conversation going, not kill it. And the last is don't fire questions like bullet. Rapid fire Q&A feels more like a deposition than a dialogue. We don't want to put people on the stand. We don't want to put people in a place of, whoa, buddy, slow your roll, right? So just take your time with your questions and listen and have a conversation. It's what we do here on Kindness Rising. It's what they do definitely over at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Watching Keith and John interact is a lesson in conversation itself. And that's what we love to do when we go live. It's part of the advantage of going live is you can have those real conversation. Hard rocker, am I blinded? I'm blinded by the light. Yeah, I am, buddy. No, this is me. These are my eyes. But I've told this story before that I am using these glasses to see, not fully blinded, but absolutely need corrective lenses as a person who has reached the ripe old age of 53. Corrective lenses are part of my life. So no, I'm not, but I appreciate what you're saying. I'm certainly not trying to make light or fun of blindness at all, but I appreciate what you are saying. Yeah. All right. So those were our 3 ways, to avoid those conversation killers. We want to keep convos going. Hard rocker, I appreciate you. LOL. Yes, it was funny. It's funny. I don't mind making fun of myself. I could go this way. We've done this before. It is a little blinding though, actually, because I do have a light and I take those glasses off. I'm like, whoa, hello. I got these too. What do you think? Are they? Guess where I got them? The dollar store readers. That's how I roll. So anyway, yeah, that light is a little blinding actually for those of us who are sighted. So I'm going to put these back on. Anyway, thanks Hard Rocker for coming out. I hope you'll join our community. Subscribe right now, right here to Kindness Rising, and then get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. If you haven't checked them out before, to subscribe over there where it's even more blinding with light. You might see some different types of sunglasses and different glasses being worn over there. I know you can see, right? Boom, I got it right there. See that? There's my little ring light. Anyway, I'm being silly this afternoon or this morning. this morning, getting up and getting going. All right. Okay, so yeah, we've got 5 minutes left. Get going in the comments. I am open to. I like grilling for everyone. Be driven. What do you grill, buddy? It's probably something with a honey barbecue would be my guess, right? Is that too obvious? Maybe you have some special recipe that you like to make. Lady Drew, the old tennis match. Boom, 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 boom. That's one of my favorites. That's something I learned from Keith and John. Absolutely. The idea of a conversation being like a tennis match. We don't want to just bang that ball against the wall, back, boom, 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 back and forth, volley, volley, serve, volley. That's a great, great analogy that I love and I lean into. And I learned it from Keith Billis over at Mornings in the Lab. Thanks, Lady Jew. I appear cool in my sunglasses. Thanks. I feel good. Appreciate it. All right. So here we are. We're at Kindness Rising. It is 7:57 a.m. on the East Coast. And we're getting ready to go over to Keith, John, and friends at the Mornings in the Lab. But first, I want to give you your kindness call. This is your challenge for this relationship Thursday. Swap out one piece of small talk for one better question. Skip the weather, skip the sports scores, ask something that shows you really care about that person. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but we will talk about sports scores just for 1 second. That was an awesome Yankees game last night. I am so excited. I love the Yankees. I've talked about them a little bit, but that's a conversation I don't mind having. The Yankees won last night against Boston, and tonight is the big final game. Winner goes on, loser comes back at spring training. That's how baseball works. All right. Be driven. Thanks for getting involved, buddy. You grill a couple kinds of meat, then load it frozen, smoke it overnight. Nice. Love a good smoking. Absolutely. Gas or charcoal? That's the real question for people. Great question. Gas or charcoal? I have both. And I use both depending on what I'm cooking because I'm that obnoxious sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. I do have both, and I like both, and there definitely are advantages and disadvantages for both. That's a good question for people. Absolutely. All right. Thanks again for joining me here at Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I come here every weekday, 7:30 a.m. to get your day started with a little hope, humanity, and heart. Have a little fun, move from thought to action on things that are kind and positive. And then we get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And before we wrap, here's your bridge to the show. His theme over there is breaking through a plateau. What I did when progress stalled. I am sure that Keith will have a great story and some great advice to you. Plateaus happen in relationships too. You run out of things to say, or you fall into that same small talk rut. Curiosity is the breakthrough. Asking better questions reignites growth. Just like Keith's approach to plateaus, you don't want to wait for progress to magically return. You have to engineer your new inputs. In relationships, that input is curiosity paired with self-awareness, and that's how you break through when connection stalls. Thank you again for joining me here today on this Thursday for Kindness Rising. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I want you to remember that curiosity opens the door, self-awareness makes it safe, and kindness makes it meaningful. Whether it's at a barbecue, on date night, or in your next meeting, better questions unlock deeper connections. Thank you again for joining us here at Kindness Rising. And as we always say, stay uncommon and stay kind.